Alright, today I'm jumping into Cardano Warriors, and this video is focused entirely on the time attack mode. The goal here is simple: get through each track as fast as possible, no combat, no distractions, just movement, route choice and execution. I'll be running different biomes, forest, lava and snow, and repeating each track multiple times to improve my time. As you watch, I'll talk through what I'm doing on screen, why I restart runs, and how small adjustments make a difference. You'll see clean runs, mistakes, falls, and retries, exactly how time attack actually plays. This isn't a highlight reel, it's real gameplay. The timer is always running and every wrong move costs time. The idea is to learn the track, understand the fastest route, and slowly bring the time down. I'll also show how the leaderboard works, so at the end we can see where this run lands compared to other players. That way you get a full picture of how performance is tracked in this mode. If you're interested in how time attack works, or you want a clear look at the tracks and routes, this video will walk through everything step by step. With that said, let's get started by connecting the wallet and jumping into the first track. I start by connecting my Cardano wallet to the game. This is the first action before doing anything else. On screen, I see the wallet connection option. I select it and wait for the wallet prompt to appear. The game pauses here until the connection is confirmed. When the wallet request shows up, I approve the connection. This links my wallet to the platform so the game can recognize my account. Nothing else happens yet in terms of gameplay. This step is only about access. After confirming the game acknowledges that the wallet is connected, I can see that I am now logged in and ready to interact with the game modes. There is no movement or combat happening at this point. I am still outside of any track or challenge. This connection step is necessary because the game is built around Cardano integration. The wallet acts as my entry point to the platform. Without this, I would not be able to access the time attack mode or record results. Visually, the screen remains in the main interface while the wallet is being connected. Once the connection is successful, the game allows me to continue. I do not select a biome or start a run yet. I am only preparing the account. At this stage, there are no timers, no enemies, and no movement. This step is purely about setup. The important thing is making sure the wallet is connected correctly before moving on. With the wallet connected, the game is now ready for the next step. From here, I can enter the time attack mode and choose a track to start playing. After connecting the wallet, I enter the time attack mode from the game menu. On screen, I can see the different available tracks. I choose one of them to start. In this case, I select the forest track. Once the forest track is selected, the game loads the environment. I am now placed at the starting point of the track. The goal here is simple: reach the end as fast as possible. As soon as the run begins, the timer starts counting. I begin moving through the forest track. I focus on following the path toward the flag. Each attempt is about learning the layout. I pay attention to turns, jumps, and obstacles that slow me down. If I make a mistake, the time increases, so efficiency matters. I repeat the track multiple times. After each run, I restart and try again. The objective is not just to finish, but to improve my time on every attempt. With each retry, I understand the route better. I learn where I can move faster and where I need more control. Visually, the forest environment stays the same, but my movement becomes more precise. I stop hesitating in certain sections, and I take cleaner paths toward the flag. The repeated attempts help reduce unnecessary movements. There is no combat here. The focus is entirely on navigation and speed. The track does not change, but my execution does. I continue restarting the time attack run until I reach my best possible time on this forest track. Once I feel satisfied with the result, I stop retrying. The forest track attempt is complete, and I am ready to move on to a different track. After finishing the forest track, I go back to the time attack selection screen. From the list of available tracks, I now choose the lava track. The game loads a new environment with a different layout, and I am placed at the starting point again. As soon as the run begins, the timer starts. Just like before, the objective is to reach the flag in the shortest time possible. I begin moving through the lava track, paying close attention to the path ahead. The terrain is different from the forest, so the movement flow also changes. On my first attempts, I focus on understanding the route I look at, where the path bends, where I need to adjust my movement, and how to approach the flag efficiently. I do not aim for a perfect time right away. These early runs are about learning. I restart the lava track several times. Each retry helps me see which route is more direct. I notice sections where I can move faster without losing control, and areas where taking a wrong turn costs time. With repetition, the optimal path becomes clearer. Visually, the lava biome stays consistent across runs, but my decisions improve. I spend less time correcting mistakes and more time moving smoothly toward the end. The timer reflects these improvements as the completion time goes down. There are no enemies or interactions beyond movement. Everything in this step revolves around route optimization. The challenge is identifying the simplest and fastest way to reach the flag. I continue retrying the lava track until I feel confident about the route I am taking. Once I understand the layout and improve my time, I finish this track and prepare to try another environment. After completing the lava track, I return once again to the time attack menu. From here, I select the snow track. The game loads a new environment, and I am placed at the starting point of the snowy route. Before starting the timed run, I take time to explore the track. This means moving through the path without focusing on speed. I look ahead to understand the layout. I check where the turns are, where the path narrows, and where mistakes are likely to happen. This helps me get familiar with the route before committing to a fast run. Once I understand the track layout, I start the time attack run. The timer begins and I move through the snow track toward the flag. The terrain requires careful movement, so knowing the route in advance helps reduce errors. On screen, the snowy environment stays consistent, but the challenge comes from navigating it efficiently. I apply what I learned during exploration, choosing safer lines and avoiding unnecessary detours. This step is about preparation. Instead of rushing immediately, I use exploration to build familiarity. That way, when the timer is active, I already know where I am going. The focus remains on movement and route knowledge. There are no additional mechanics introduced here. Just like the other tracks, the goal is still to reach the flag as quickly as possible. With the exploration done and the timed run underway, I continue moving through the snow track, applying what I learned from observing the path. This sets up the next attempts, where I will try to improve my completion time. As I continue running the snow track, I start attempting full-timed runs. During these attempts, I fall several times while moving through the route. Each fall costs time and forces me to restart the run. This makes it clear that the snow track requires more precision than the previous ones. I restart the time attack again and move through the same sections. I already know where the difficult parts are, but executing them cleanly is still challenging. When I fall, the run ends, and I immediately try again. The process here is repetition. Visually, the snowy environment does not change, but my approach does. I slow down slightly in sections where falling is more likely, and I adjust how I move through narrow paths. Each attempt gives me more information about what works and what does not. I continue retrying without changing tracks. The goal is not to finish perfectly on the first try, but to gradually reduce mistakes. I pay attention to where my character loses balance and where a different angle or timing helps maintain control. There are moments where I make it further than before and moments where I fail early. Both outcomes are useful because they help define the safest and fastest route. I am still focused on improving my time, but consistency becomes more important here. This step is about persistence. Falling is part of the learning process on this track. I keep restarting the run, applying small adjustments each time. Over multiple attempts, my movement becomes more stable and I begin to clear sections that previously caused problems. I continue trying until I can complete the snow track more reliably. Even if the time is not perfect yet, the priority is reducing falls and finishing the run cleanly. This prepares me for further improvements in later attempts. After falling multiple times on the snow track, I decide to stop and reassess the route. I return to earlier sections of the track and move through them again. This time I am not focused on speed, I am focused on understanding which path works best. I move slowly through the snow track, observing the terrain. I look at where I previously fell and I test different ways of approaching those sections. I try slightly different angles and adjust how I move through narrow or risky areas. This helps me see which route is more stable. Visually, I am retracing my steps, going back through parts of the track I already played. The goal here is route evaluation. I compare paths, noticing which ones allow smoother movement and fewer mistakes. I am not racing the timer during this process. Once I identify a better route, I start another time attack run. The timer begins and I follow the improved path I just tested. My movement is more controlled and I avoid the sections that caused repeated falls before. As I progress, the run feels more consistent. I spend less time correcting errors and more time moving forward cleanly. Even small changes in route choice make a difference in stability and completion time. This step is about problem solving. Instead of continuing to fail the same way, I adjust my approach. Going back to analyze the track helps me understand how to complete it more efficiently. By testing and refining the route, I eventually managed to improve my performance on the snow track. The focus is no longer just finishing, but finishing using the safest and most reliable path. With this improvement, I am ready to move on from repeated trial and error and continue with the next part of the gameplay. After completing my runs, I go back to the time attack interface. From there, I enter the leaderboard section for one of the tracks. On screen, I can see a list showing player rankings based on completion times. I select the leaderboard for the track I just played. The results load and I scroll through the rankings. Each entry shows a position and a recorded time. This allows me to compare my performance against other players who have completed the same track. As I check the list, I locate my own result. My current position is displayed clearly. For now, I can see that I am ranked in position 7. This reflects the best time I achieved during my attempts. Visually, the leaderboard is static. There is no movement or gameplay happening here. This step is purely informational. It shows where I stand relative to other runs and confirms that my time has been recorded. Looking at the leaderboard helps me understand how competitive my run was. I can see that some players have faster times, which indicates there is still room for improvement. At the same time, being placed on the leaderboard confirms that the time attack mode tracks and ranks performance. This step closes the time attack loop. I have connected my wallet, selected tracks, completed multiple runs, improved my routes, and now I can see the outcome reflected in the rankings. There are no changes I make here, I simply observe the results. The leaderboard acts as a reference point showing my current standing and giving context to future attempts. With my position visible, the time attack session is complete. If I want to improve my rank, I would need to return to the tracks and attempt faster runs. For now, I have confirmed that I am placed 7th on the leaderboard. Thank you so much for watching to this episode. And before I go, don't forget, if you'd like to receive a very short but value-packed email from me every Tuesday, you can sign up for the Cardano Gaming newsletter. Every Tuesday, I'll be sharing the latest from the Cardano gaming ecosystem to help you make better decisions. So if you don't want to miss out, just go to the link on the screen, leave me your email, and very soon I'll be in your inbox. That's all for today. I hope you have a great week.